We're here, we're live. It's another wonderful, wonderful morning. We get the opportunity to gather all together and hyper focus on a lesson, on a mindset, on something that is going to massively help you move yourself forward towards a more happy, powerful, successful future. One where you have a greater level of personal and financial freedom, which is ultimately why we're here. That's ultimately why you guys join. That's ultimately why this whole campus exists. It's why you're learning copywriting. It's why all this happens. Most of you want to move from down here to up here. You want to move from a lower state to a higher state. And I'm here to help you along the way. I'm here to give you insights and guidance so that the path between that lower state towards that higher state is a lot more of a straight line than a squiggly path. I've gone through it, and I've gone through the same journey you guys have. I started with zero copywriting clients, and I got a bunch of copywriting clients, and now I'm at the point where I own businesses and I handle the marketing and direct teams of people that handle the marketing side of things that I grow and own, and it's made me a lot of money, and that's why I'm here to teach you guys how to do the same thing. Now, today's call, I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna keep it focused on this particular lesson when it comes to testing. Now, I've taught you guys how to test your cold outreach system out to where you can quickly find out what's causing your problems, figure out how to get to, your open rates, get your response rates up so that you get your meetings booked and close your sales. Now, testing is a huge part of copywriting. It's a huge part of digital marketing. Like, not only do you test your outreach to get those clients, but then when you turn around and land your clients, you're going to be testing out different strategies. You're going to be testing out different email strategies, ads. You're going to help them dial in their landing pages and headlines and sales pages and everything, right? You're going to help them test and iterate and improve on all those things. And a lot of, back in the day, the way copywriting worked is people would pull up, they would sit down and write a sales page, let's say, and they'd send it off. And it either worked or it didn't, right? And that was it, right? That was, and your ability to be a good copywriter was to get first time successes, right? How many times could you write that sales letter and the first time you sent it out there, it just worked, right? Because there wasn't a lot of testing, because it was a physical sales letter you sent out. But even then, back then, the greats, the real good ones, the ones that sent out the physical sales letters, they learned how to test. They would test on a small scale and they'd build it out to others. So testing's always been an important part. And I'm going to teach you an important facet today of testing, something that's going to help you test faster and get results faster than if you don't know about it. So in the game of testing, in the game of data, I guess, data analysis, I don't know. I'm not a big fancy data guy. I never worked at Goldman Sachs or never was a big consulting dude or anything like that. I crunch numbers like crazy, but there's a term called lead indicators and there's a term called lag indicators. Now, there usually are indicators of success on a particular path. So let's say you have a campaign that you're running for a business. You're trying to drive people from their list to a specific product. And the goal is to make a lot of money, make 10,000, 20,000 that week or that day or whatever, right? Let's say that's your goal. Now, there's going to be certain indicators along the way that you are on your way to success. Now, there are things that happen before the big action, and there are things that happen after the action as a result of some of those previous actions you take, right? And it's important to understand the difference between a lead indicator and a lag indicator, because it will allow you to test quicker and get faster results. Now, a lead indicator is, well, let's actually start at the very end. Let's start at the end. A sale, like actually getting someone to put their money into your bank account, is a lag indicator. It's something that happens after you perform a lot of effort, right? It's the very last thing that happens on this whole situation. And you can test out a whole bunch of things over here without getting that lag indicator, because you're not perfectly lined up. Everything has to be perfectly lined up. All the steps along the way have to be perfectly lined up for that sale to happen, right? And if there's any problem anywhere where along here, you don't see that sale result at all. So it's a lag indicator. It comes after the major path that you're pushing your people through. It's a lag indicator. Now, it's good, and that's what you're trying to get. You want to get as many sales as possible, right? And then there's another lag indicator for you guys, let's say, and that's like a booked sales call. Someone says, yes, let's meet on Tuesday at 11. I'll show up on Zoom and I'll answer all your questions, right? This one, yeah, make sure you guys knew. Lag indicator. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure that you guys were talking about the lag on the screen. There's actually the lag indicator, yeah. So a booked sales call is an example of a lag indicator. All your outreach has to be right before you get that, right? Now, there are lead indicators, which are early stage indicators that don't necessarily mean that you're going to get a sale or mean that you're going to get a booked call, but they indicate that you're on the right path, right? That's something like an open rate, right? Your email open rate is an example of a lead indicator. It's something that you can test really quickly on the front end, and it's going to, a good open rate tends to lead to that sale or tends to lead to that booked call, but not always. But it is an indicator that you're on the right path. A 10% positive reply rate is another lead indicator, right? It's the thing that's going to help you know that you're on the pathway to getting your first sale. Sales calls attended is another lead indicator. There are all these little indicators along the way that you can test for really rapidly and measure really rapidly as soon as you're testing stuff out, and you can use that data. Oh, I got a 20% open rate. I should probably change my open rate or my subject line. Or, oh, I got no one replied to my email at all. Maybe I'm not offering something that they want. You can use those lead indicators to inform your decisions as you're going through the OODA loop way more than you can like booked sales calls, right? Booked. Man, that's funny. And I see guys that focus on the lagging indicators a lot, right? They'll say, "Hey, Andrew," they're quietly in there. I tell people not to do this, but they'll do it anyways. They'll be quiet and they'll send 1,000 emails, just quietly alone, worried to ask for help over there. And then they'll send 1,000 emails and they won't get anyone to reply back or book a call with them or buy from them. And they'll come in to ask Professor Andrew and they'll be like, "I spent 2 months doing these emails and no one's responded. No one's booked a call." And I ask them about their stats, and their stats are terrible, right? They've got low open rates. They don't have people that are responding to them. Their lead indicators have been bad. They've been bad for a very long time, and they haven't made any significant changes because they're just waiting on that final sale to happen. And it causes a whole lot of problems. It's a lot of wasted time if all you have is the lag indicator. So you need to focus on the lead indicators as well. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're working through your outreach strategy, start focusing on improving those lead indicators, because that is going to lead to your lag indicators. It's going to lead to your success, to your close, your book calls, to your sales calls, to your wins, right? Those are your lag indicators. Now in life, people do the same thing. They focus on the lag indicators of success. They think about that bank account balance, the Lambo, the nice house, they think about all those things without really paying attention to the lead indicators. And they set their goals around the lag indicators when they completely don't focus on the lead indicators. The cool thing about the lead indicators is you can control them today. You can control them absolutely right now. How many people did I reach out to today? That is a lead indicator you can control now. You can't control your bank account directly, right? And you have to control that indirectly by doing the lead indicators first before you can get that bank account. You can't just say, "I'm going to have $1,000 today in my bank account," and put $1,000 into your bank account. I mean, unless you have the money, then you definitely can. But if you can't say, "I'm going to get $1,000 in my bank account," and then make it happen today. But what you can do is you can, because it's kind of out of your control. It's based on getting a lot of things right that you don't know if you have right yet. The thing you can say is, "No, I'm going to reach out to 40 or 30 or however many people. I'm going to reach out to those people today with an improved outreach strategy." That's something you can control. If you pay attention, everything on the daily checklist is a leading indicator, or it's a leading factor that's going to contribute to a long-term success for you guys. It's going to contribute to improved copywriting skill. It's going to contribute to new clients. It's contribute to a better physical strength and capacity with the push-ups and stuff like that. It's all designed to help you focus on the lead indicators so that you can get the lag indicators you want. So I want you guys to stop and think today, what are the lag indicators you want? What are the things, the final states that you want to achieve in your life? And this can be across anything, right? Obviously, as copywriters, you're going to be paying attention to how many clients you're going to book, what kind of success you want for your clients, all that stuff. Yeah, of course, right? But you can also branch out and think about fitness, think about relationships, think about all those other important parts of your life that you're trying to achieve success in. Look at the lag indicator, the final end state, the outcome you want, and then see what lead indicators you could start optimizing for in your life today, tomorrow, and the day after that. What are some of the things that you can start testing for and controlling for and making sure that you're getting right? Things like total email sent, things like hours at the gym, things like that. Think about the things that you need to do here in order to get that lag indicator and start measuring and focusing on those lead indicators, because they're going to lead to your lag indicators. If you're running a sales page for a client, right? An example of a lead indicator is how many people scroll past that headline, right? You can install heat mapping and heat tracking software. I'll have a whole bunch of modules for this coming for you guys over the next few days. That's going to allow you to then tell how far down the page people are reading. If they read the whole page, that generally means that they're going to be a lot closer to buy than if they bounce off the page within half a second of being there, right? That's a lead indicator, and you're going to make tweaks to your sales page so that lead indicator improves, which will lead to more sales on the back end, right? Same thing. Maybe it's a click-through rate for a Facebook ad. That's a lead indicator. And there are things that you can tweak to get the click-through rate higher, so you know that more people are interested in this idea. That's a lead indicator that's going to lead to the sale. There's all these things in life that if you can identify the lead indicators, the little things that are going to show you that you're on the right path, or little activities you need to do in order to get that end result. If you can identify them and start focusing on those, you can have way more success than if you're blindly focusing on the lag indicator, because there's so many other things you got to dial in. If you focus on those things, you can dial them in and you can get what you want. So that, in a nutshell, is what a lead indicator and a lag indicator are, and how you can use them to test your way to success, and how you can use them to channel your focus on the right things that's going to give you the result that you want. It's going to help you dial in your success. And the cool thing about it, you're going to start using data, you start using metrics, you're still going to use your intuition to come up with ideas, you're still going to use all this stuff. AI is going to be very helpful for you guys in this situation. But this is going to give you a lot more control over your life. The world will be less mysterious. Copywriting success will be less mysterious if you focus on the lead indicators, because those lead indicators lead to the lag indicators. My friends, it's been a good call. Oh, we got someone dropped a Rumble rant in here. He said, when you import the new prospects into Streak, can it tell you if it's a duplicate prospect? Oh, I love the technical Streak questions. That question is definitely answered in the Streak documentation, but I'll give you the answer. The deal with Streak is when you go to import, I think it's like the last step on the little pop-up that happens in your Google Sheet. You can have it replace previous ones, and that's the fastest way. If you have it replace the data on the previous prospect, if you've already got a duplicate in there, it'll notice it. There are check boxes you can do on that last pop-up right before you hit like import or whatever the big purple button down at the bottom is. Right before you do that allow you to either replace duplicates, identify duplicates, or just import them anyways and have duplicates. So you can always just hit Control F and search for things if you think there might be a duplicate. There's some other Google Sheets macros you can run to eliminate duplicates if maybe there's duplicates on your sheets. Just Google how to remove duplicates, Google Sheets, and it'll show you how to do that if that's your problem. But if you're just trying to make sure that you're not duplicating stuff inside of Streak, use the little checkbox method when you're importing stuff, and that should take care of your problem. My friends, this is good. I'm looking forward to releasing some stuff we have for you guys this week. If you still have questions, and I see a lot of you guys have asked questions inside of the chat, I can't get to them all right now. What I want you to do is to go into the Ask Professor Andrew channel and ask your questions there. I take time out of my day, hours and hours out of my day. Every day I sit down and I answer all the questions, all the previous questions inside of Ask Professor Andrew. So every 24 hours, I sit down and answer all the questions in there. So if you have questions and there's something you can't quite figure out, I want you guys to ask good questions. I want you guys to look at frequently asked questions first, because most of the questions are infrequently asked questions. I want you to ask the question using the format that I teach you inside of stage 1 of how we ask questions in the Copywriting Campus. I want you guys to do that because it makes it easier for me to answer your questions. We don't have to go back and forth over 2 or 3 days trying to figure out exactly what you're talking about. But if you ask your questions that way, I can come in, I can answer them, I can help put you on the path to success. I want you to ask inside of your Legion too. That way you can bring the best questions to me and I can give you guys the best answers. Oftentimes I'll pick topics for power-up calls based on things that people do in the Ask Professor Andrew channel. So if you have questions, can't seem to find answers, you can always have direct access to me. I don't do DMs. I don't do anything. If you guys see me on any social media DMing you, it's not me. Please report that account. It's someone trying to scam you, take your money. I only answer questions in the Ask Professor Andrew channel inside of the real world. That is where I answer questions. So if you have questions for me, that's the place to go. My friends, it's been a good call. It's been a good opportunity to teach you guys an important aspect. I will probably elaborate on this. This is definitely going to find its way into the Bootcamp 3.0 as well. This idea, this concept of lead versus lag indicators. I'm excited to keep talking with you guys about more and more advanced ideas. As you guys get better, I can teach you more and more stuff, right? It's like a kid. You can't give a newborn baby steak. They're not ready for it. Their digestive system isn't ready. They don't have teeth. As you guys get older, you go from milk to steak. I'm getting to the point where I can start to teach some of you guys steak, and I'm excited about it because that's where the real fun is. As fun as milk is, steak is better. So I'm excited to teach you guys some more stuff. In the meantime, take this information, look at your life, look at your outreach, look at your marketing activities, identify the lead indicators, and focus on those. I will talk with you guys tomorrow.